This is a serious issue that we've identified that we want to get fixed.
So it's 70-odd years ago?
Over 100 years ago. This has been wrong. See, Harold Franklin Laidlaw, that was the name, Harold Franklin Laidlaw. In fact, he was a family friend of an Ipswich ghost. He and his brothers are commemorated at their mother's church. One brother is even commemorated at their school. A nephew was a federal minister for finance, but Harold, he's been wronged in his hometown for over 100 years, and it's time it gets fixed.
Well, it's pathetic.
Yeah,
I want to be outraged.
Yeah, look, but be outraged.
I'm going to get onto the new Premier, Stephen Miles, about this.
Well, hopefully there's a good finish
and he's
here.
Changing his name too to kilometres.
Okay, we may need some kilometre help there because the story starts with Harold. He was born in 1887. He was the third of 11 siblings.
Didn't they used to do the business those days?
Oh, it was out at Hemmant, so who knows? The children all went out to Hemmant State School. The boys then went to the Southport School, where they were among the very first pupils.
Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
Great school that. I went there.
Did you?
Harold's father, he was a merchant at Wynnum, where he died in 1910, leaving his wife and 11 children as young as 7 years old, with an estate valued at £11,000. That's more than $9 million today, you know.
Wow.
Anyway, the family then moved to a home called Dunneross on Heidelberg Street in East Brisbane. Now, this is the same house in which Queensland's first ever Australian-born governor actually grew up.
Is it still there?
Well, I haven't found it. The name is not there. I've been walking up and down the street. I've been looking. They haven't found that.
Disgrace.
But anyway, after his father died in 1910, one of Harold's brothers was killed in a car accident at Birkdale in 1912. Another died in 1915. It was all tough. Then Harold, by then, had established himself as a farmer at Laidley, not far from Ipswich.
That's why you're going up to Laidley today.
Exactly right. Now, he was enjoying the social events there, as you do, and was a leading member of the Rifle Club. Now, Harold was then the oldest of three brothers who enlisted together in May 1916 for the First World War.
Right.
They were Harold, Henry, and Arthur.
Wow.
They are all members of the 52nd Battalion in the same platoon and went to war on the same ship.
Brothers.
Three brothers from,
That's an outrage.
Now, once in France, Harold was badly wounded in the attack on the Hindenburg Line in April 1917 when he was riddled with bullets. He was in hospital in England when the youngest of his brothers, that was 20-year-old Arthur, he was killed by a machine gun in the Battle of Messines in June, and the other brother, Henry, was shot in the jaw in the same battle the very next day.
That would hurt.
And back home in Australia, Harold's younger sister, she got married and had a son, Eric Robinson, who actually later became the federal finance minister in the Fraser government. So I
remember that bloke.
Yeah.
It's the Lawrence's College. I remember his name.
Eric Robinson.
I remember him.
Harold's nephew. Anyway, Harold himself married and in the 1930s entertained Brisbane society and hosted guests at their holiday home on the Esplanade at Southport. And at one stage, they put on a luncheon at Brisbane's Rose Cafe. Have you been to
Rose Cafe?
Well, look, no wonder, because back then there was a really upmarket establishment.
It was in an arcade.
And the arcade's still there, and it was the cultural icon of Brisbane. So
a couple of flamboyant boys used to own it when we used to go there, the law clerks, and they were flamboyant, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Because, anyway, Harold Laidlaw was there, and he was entertaining. He was a close friend of Claude Lightoller. And that's why he was entertaining him there. And, of course, Claude was the son of Ipswich Dr. Harry Lightoller and the brother of Ipswich-born Minnie, who today is the ghost of Dover Court at Toowong. So they're all connected.
Oh,
and all
connected.
Three of the Laidlaw brothers who went to war, today they're commemorated in the Mothers Mowbray Town Presbyterian Church in East Brisbane. I told you about last week.
Yep.
You might remember that church was built on land donated by Ipswich's Elizabeth Mowbray, or formerly McAllister. So there's a big connection with Ipswich. Yeah. So Arthur is commemorated. Arthur, that's the brother who was killed. He's commemorated on the Menengate Memorial at Ypres in Belgium and on the honour board at the Southport School. Meanwhile, Harold, he's commemorated at the Laidley War Memorial Gates.
Right.
Well, sort of anyway. You see, the name on the gate is not Harold's initials of H.F. Laidlaw, but H.C. Laidlaw in error. And it's been that way for over 100 years.
From an F to a C.
That's right. It's got to be fixed. We need an F. And I've already...
It's a very old memorial.
It is. It's from the early 20s.
Do you think someone's going to burr up about that?
Well, I've already contacted the
listen,
Laidley
Jim.
RSL sub-branch, and they're keen to get this fixed up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but look, there's questions to be solved, right? Because how do you change engraved marble? Who pays for it? So maybe we can speak to our new Premier.
Yeah.
And presumably the gates are heritage listed, so that needs to be navigated as well. But Danny, seems a minor error, but it's an important one.
Well, it is
properly honour Harold and his family,
It's
which is
true.
right name.
And which one was shot in the face?
That was Henry.
And what did Harold have anything done to get shot in the bottom or anything?
Oh, well, he got shot in the arm and legs, and he got riddled
and survived. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, these young blokes today, they don't know what war is. Like, this is on the ground war, wasn't it? Like,
that's right. So we've got to honour them with at least their proper name. And Danny, look, I've successfully had honour boards corrected at the Australian War Memorial in Canberra and at the Cairo War Memorial Cemetery in Egypt. So hopefully Laidley can't be too hard.
You need to get this bloke on your program up there.
Yes.
Because it's unbelievable. He's getting these things.
Are you right there, Dan? He's just having a cough.
Getting emotional.
Well, just he's sort of welling up inside, really, isn't he?
He's getting these things fixed.
Yes.
And he needs to be recognised for it.
Yeah. Right.
Because little details like that are really important. You imagine that the honour board at Coolangatta had D.C. Hoyland instead of D.P. Hoyland. I'd be offended at someone.
Well, it'd be just a board. It's not honour. To honour someone, you've got to at least get their name
Get
right.
the facts right, Harold.
Exactly right. That's all we do, fact radio here.
Harold. Peacock. Now, how can we find out more about this story and others?
Yeah, go online to historyouthere.com. I'll be posting this story tomorrow morning, but from here, Danny, I'm going straight to Laidley. I'm going to be doing some more research. I'll be posting some photos too. So historyouthere.com.
Now, on your shirts there, you got Mine Lab. What is Mine Lab?
Yeah, Mine Lab are the world's leading metal detecting company. They produce it globally. They're an Australian company and they're a sponsor of History Out
So
There.
if you want to go and do your own investigations,
I'd always recommend Mine Lab.
Mine Lab, MINELAB, get your own detector and
Get out there, find that history. Yeah. Start in your own backyard.
just don't end up
you don't know
just
where
don't
it is.
end up at some old bird's on the beach at her knees because she's got things in her knees, from operation.
Pins and metal plates.
Yes.
Yep,
You
okay.
get into trouble. Oh, maybe. Who knows? All right. You finished? Or
Well, I'm done. Yeah,
I
you
think
can
it's a
kick me out
great
now.
yarn, isn't it?
It is.
Get him on your
Yeah,
award-winning.
all right. Okay, we'll talk.
I don't mind you talking to him.
Our
I don't
people-
own.
no, look, our
I mean,
people will talk to his
4BC
people.
use half of my talent anyhow.
What do you mean half? They use all of them.
Nearly all of them. But all right, that's West Bremer Radio 822. Harold the H. Peacock. All the W's.historyouthere.com. And here next week we'll talk another fact about Ipswich and surrounds.
I look forward to it.